Photographic memory, EIDETIC memory. Imagine having a mental camera that captures every detail of what you see with perfect clarity. This is photographic memory, also known as eidetic memory, a remarkable ability where the brain can recall images, texts, or patterns with near-perfect accuracy after just brief exposure. Unlike regular memory, which tends to fade and become less detailed over time, eidetic memory maintains its crystal-clear quality. It's as if these individuals have a mental library where every page, every image, and every scene is stored in high definition, ready to be accessed at any moment. What makes this ability particularly fascinating is how it works in the brain. People with photographic memory process visual information differently. Their minds create intensely detailed mental snapshots that can be read later with the same clarity as looking at the original. It's like having a mental scanner that creates perfect digital copies of everything they see. The applications of this ability are profound. Students with this gift can recall entire textbook pages. Artists can perfectly reproduce scenes they've only glimpsed. And professionals can remember complex diagrams and data with perfect accuracy. However, it's important to note that true photographic memory is extremely rare. Most importantly, this ability challenges our understanding of human memory's potential. While perfect photographic memory might be rare, studying it helps us understand how memory works and how we might enhance our own memory capabilities through different techniques and practices. This is the future that memory explorers will have to encounter. Synesthesia. Synesthesia is like having your senses cross-wired in the most beautiful way possible. This fascinating condition allows people to experience one sense through another. They might taste shapes, see music, or associate colors with numbers or letters. It's as if their brain has created unique sensory highways that most people don't possess. The most common form is grapheme color synesthesia, where letters or numbers trigger specific color perceptions. For instance, the number 5 might always appear red, or the letter A might always be blue. These associations are consistent over time and are completely real to the person experiencing them. What makes synesthesia particularly intriguing is its impact on creativity and memory. Many synesthetes excel in arts and memory tasks because their additional sensory associations create extra hooks for remembering information. It's like having a natural mnemonic device built into their perception of the world. Scientists believe synesthesia occurs when there's increased communication between different sensory areas of the brain. It's not a disorder, but rather a different way of processing sensory information. Some famous synesthetes include musicians like Pharrell Williams and artists like Wassily Kandinsky. But here is a new distinction that could potentially make synesthesia. This condition reminds us that human perception is far more diverse and complex than we often assume. It challenges our understanding of consciousness and suggests that reality can be experienced in countless different ways.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more topics you love.
Absolute pitch, FPHC. Absolute pitch is the remarkable ability to identify or reproduce any musical note without any reference point. It's like having a perfectly tuned musical instrument inside your head that's always ready to play. People with this ability can name a note as easily as most people can name colors. What makes this ability extraordinary is its rarity. Only about 1 in 1,0,0,0,0 people possess it. Unlike relative pitch, which most musicians can develop through training, absolute pitch seems to be largely inherited and most effectively developed during early childhood. Similar to language acquisition, the brain of someone with perfect pitch processes musical notes differently. When they hear a note, their brain immediately categorizes it with the same certainty that most people identify basic colors. They don't need to compare it to other notes or work it out, they just know, instantly and automatically. Research suggests that people with absolute pitch may have enhanced neural connections between their auditory and memory centers. It's as if their brains have a specialized filing system for sound frequencies, allowing instant recognition and categorization of musical notes. This ability often comes with enhanced memory for other types of sound as well, making it valuable not just for music but for language learning, particularly tonal languages like Mandarin Chinese. It's a reminder of the incredible specialization our brains are capable of. Societal effects. Hyperthymesia is perhaps one of the most fascinating memory conditions known to science. Imagine being able to remember every day of your life in vivid detail, not just major events, but ordinary moments most people forget within hours. People with this ability can tell you exactly what they were doing on any given date, often down to the clothes they wore and the weather that day. Unlike traditional memory champions who use mnemonic techniques, people with hyperthymesia don't try to remember, they simply can't forget. Their autobiographical memory works like a continually running video camera, recording and storing their daily experiences with extraordinary clarity and detail. This is the result of reconsummating observations. What makes this ability particularly intriguing is its specificity to autobiographical information. While these individuals have exceptional memory for personal experiences, they don't necessarily perform better on standard memory tests. It's as if their brains have a special mechanism for storing and retrieving personal memories. Condition raises fascinating questions about the nature of memory and consciousness. For most people, forgetting is a crucial part of normal brain function, helping to filter out unnecessary information. People with hyperthymesia challenge this understanding, showing us what it means to live without the ability to selectively forget. While this ability might seem enviable, it comes with both benefits and challenges. Having such detailed memories can be overwhelming and may make it difficult to move past negative experiences. It's a powerful reminder that our normal forgetting processes might serve an important psychological purpose. Metallica saving scissored Sime Sorrow. Mathematical savant syndrome represents one of the most extraordinary manifestations of human mental capability. These individuals can perform complex calculations at speeds that seem impossible, often faster than computers, despite sometimes having significant challenges in other areas of life. What makes this ability particularly fascinating is how it seems to bypass traditional mathematical learning. Savants often can't explain how they arrive at their answers. The solutions simply appear in their minds. It's as if they have direct access to mathematical truths that others must work to understand. The calculations these savants can perform range from basic arithmetic at lightning speed to highly complex operations like finding prime factors of large numbers or calculating days of the week for any date in history. Their brains seem to process numbers in a fundamentally different way from typical mathematical thinking. Research suggests that mathematical savants might access different neural pathways for calculation, possibly using visual spatial processing rather than traditional sequential mathematical thinking. It's like their brains have found a shortcut to mathematical truth that bypasses conventional problem-solving steps. This condition challenges our understanding of human cognitive potential and raises questions about different ways of processing information. It suggests that there might be multiple paths to mathematical understanding, some of which we're only beginning to comprehend. Polyglot ability. Extraordinary learning. Polyglot ability represents an extraordinary capacity to acquire and maintain multiple languages with exceptional ease. These individuals can often learn a new language in a matter of months, while maintaining fluency in numerous others. It's as if their brains have discovered a universal key to language acquisition. What sets polyglots apart is not just their ability to speak many languages, but their intuitive understanding of language patterns. They often develop a meta-linguistic awareness that allows them to see connections between languages and predict how grammar systems might work, even in unfamiliar tongues. The brain of a polyglot processes language differently from typical language learners. Research suggests they may have enhanced connectivity in language brain regions and more efficient neural pathways for language processing. It's like their brains have developed a specialized operating system for language acquisition. Most fascinating is how polyglots often describe their learning process as more intuitive than analytical. Rather than memorizing rules and vocabulary lists, they tend to absorb languages through immersion and pattern recognition, similar to how children learn their first language. This ability challenges traditional approaches to language education and suggests that there might be more natural and efficient ways to learn languages than conventional methods typically employ. Speed reading. Speed reading is a remarkable cognitive ability that allows individuals to process written information at rates far beyond average reading speeds, often while maintaining or even improving comprehension. Where typical readers might process 200,400 words per minute, skilled speed readers can achieve rates of 700,150 words per minute or more. The secret lies in how speed readers process information differently. Instead of reading word by word, linear reading, they learn to chunk information, taking in multiple words or even entire phrases at once. It's like upgrading from a dial-up connection to broadband internet. The information flows in larger, more efficient packets. What makes this ability particularly fascinating is how it challenges traditional assumptions about reading comprehension. Speed readers often report better understanding of texts because they maintain continuous flow and context, reducing the mental effort spent on individual words. Their brains process information more like a scanner than a typewriter. The technique involves both physical and mental training. Physical aspects include reducing subvocalization, the inner voice that speaks words, and expanding peripheral vision to take in more text at once. The mental aspect involves developing rapid pattern recognition and information processing. This ability demonstrates the brain's remarkable adaptability and untapped potential for processing information more efficiently. It suggests that our conventional reading methods might be unnecessarily limiting our cognitive capabilities. Echoic memory, perfect auditory recall. Echoic memory is like having a perfect audio recorder in your brain. People with exceptional echoic memory can recall sounds, voices, and music with astounding precision, even after hearing them just once. It's the auditory equivalent of photographic memory, but for everything we hear. What makes this ability remarkable is its precision and duration. While most people's echoic memory lasts only a few seconds, those with enhanced echoic memory can maintain these audio impressions for much longer periods. They can replay conversations word for word or reproduce complex musical pieces after a single listening. The brain processes involved are fascinating. Instead of converting sound information into other forms of memory, these individuals maintain the original auditory impression with high fidelity. It's as if their brains have developed a specialized buffer system for sound information, similar to high-end audio recording equipment. This ability has profound implications for learning and performance, particularly in music and language acquisition. Musicians with strong echoic memory can learn pieces more quickly, while language learners can more easily reproduce native accents and intonations. The study of echoic memory provides insights into how our brains process and store different types of sensory information, suggesting that our auditory processing capabilities might be far greater than previously thought. Calendar calculation. Calendar calculation is an extraordinary ability where individuals can instantly determine the day of the week for any given date, past or future. These calendar calculators can tell you, without hesitation, that July 4, 1776 was a Thursday, or what day Christmas will fall on in 2087. What makes this ability particularly fascinating is that many calendar calculators, especially those who are savants, perform these calculations without understanding conventional calendar rules or mathematical formulas. Instead, they seem to have developed their own internal systems for date processing. The brain activity during calendar calculation reveals unique patterns. While most people would need to work through various calculations, calendar calculators often show immediate activation in areas associated with pattern recognition and visual spatial processing. It's as if they're reading a calendar that's permanently imprinted in their minds. Most intriguing is how this ability often appears in individuals who may struggle with other types of calculations or daily tasks. This suggests that the brain has specialized circuits for processing temporal patterns that can function independently of general mathematical ability. This talent challenges our understanding of how the brain processes temporal information and suggests that there might be multiple pathways for handling complex calculations. Hyperpolyglonic memory, HIP, memories that last much longer than a couple of hours. HIP. Hyperpolyglots take language learning to an extraordinary level, mastering 6 or more languages with native-like fluency. Unlike regular polyglots, hyperpolyglots often maintain perfect command over dozens of languages, switching between them effortlessly without confusion or interference. Their brains appear to handle language differently from typical language learners. Research suggests they might have enhanced density in certain language brain regions and more efficient neural pathways for language processing. It's as if their brains have developed a specialized operating system for managing multiple language systems simultaneously. What's particularly fascinating is how hyperpolyglots often develop metalinguistic awareness, that transcends individual languages. They begin to see universal patterns in human language, making each new language acquisition easier than the last. It's like having a master key that unlocks the structure of any language system. Many hyperpolyglots report experiencing different personalities or thinking patterns when switching between languages, suggesting that language proficiency at this level goes beyond mere communication to influence cognition and personality expression. This ability challenges our understanding of the brain's capacity for language and suggests that human linguistic potential might be far greater than traditionally assumed. Patient recognition mastery. Pattern recognition mastery is the exceptional ability to identify complex patterns and relationships that others might miss entirely. These individuals can spot recurring themes, sequences, and connections across seemingly unrelated information, making them invaluable in fields ranging from scientific research to financial analysis. What makes this ability particularly remarkable is its unconscious nature. Master pattern recognizers often process information holistically, seeing connections instantly rather than through step-by-step analysis. It's like having a mental radar that automatically detects meaningful signals in apparent noise. The brain of a pattern recognition master works differently from typical analytical thinking. Instead of processing information sequentially, their minds create complex neural networks that allow for simultaneous processing of multiple data points. They often describe their insights as just seeing it, rather than figuring it out. This ability frequently manifests in unexpected ways. Some individuals can predict market trends by integrating countless subtle indicators, while others might excel at complex game strategies or scientific discoveries. It's as if their brains are constantly running sophisticated pattern-matching algorithms in the background. The implications of this ability are profound, suggesting that human intuition and pattern recognition capabilities might far exceed our current understanding. It demonstrates how our brains can process vast amounts of information in ways that even advanced computers sometimes struggle to match. Spatial intelligence. Spatial intelligence represents an extraordinary ability to visualize and manipulate three-dimensional objects in one's mind. People with high spatial intelligence can rotate complex objects mentally, navigate intricate spaces effortlessly, and understand spatial relationships with remarkable clarity. The most fascinating aspect of this ability is how it manifests in creative problem-solving. These individuals often see solutions to complex problems by mentally rearranging components or viewing challenges from multiple angles simultaneously. It's like having a sophisticated 3D modeling program running constantly in their minds. Their brains process spatial information differently, showing increased activity in regions associated with visual and spatial processing. This enhanced neural activity allows them to create and manipulate mental images with extraordinary precision and detail, making them particularly skilled in fields like architecture, engineering, and artistic design. What makes this ability particularly valuable is its practical application across diverse fields. From surgeons planning complex procedures to astronauts navigating in zero gravity. Exceptional spatial intelligence enables solutions to problems that might seem impossible to others. This capacity challenges our understanding of human cognitive abilities and suggests that our brains possess remarkable potential for processing and manipulating spatial information in ways we're only beginning to understand.